Welcome everybody to the Sweatshop, the one-stop shop for talking shop. It is me, your host, Sweats, and of course, my co-host, the Maestro. What's up, baby boy?
Hey, not much. Just another week here, another week, another day, another dime, or another dollar, whatever the hell they say.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a whole lot of stuff happening. You know, we're just making that money, making that cash money out here, staying busy out here, doing the thing. We always doing that.
Doing our best.
Trying. My goodness. Every time I hear my song, though, I'm be like, yeah.
Listen, it is catchy.
Yeah,
that's a catchy song.
I'm patting myself on the back for that one. Yeah,
I would say even like from day one.
Yeah.
People were all about that.
Yeah. No, that's a good tune, man.
Real catchy one.
Yes, sir. So what? Tell me what's going on with you, man. What you been up to?
Oh man, I mean, as far as I'll tell you what has me real upset. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on this because I don't really want to talk about it too much.
Okay.
But this weekend, I was actually supposed to go to the Bamboozle Music Festival.
Oh, what
in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh, and
it got canceled.
Why?
Because the promoter's a scumbag.
Bro, these promoters.
Everybody got bamboozled is what happened.
That is just all types of irony right there.
Yeah. So like Jess and I are like out of this, like, you know, because I guess they like, so this festival, right? Because this festival's happened like years ago, right? I think it last ran in like 2012 or something.
Okay.
Anyway, they're like making a big comeback, you know, like this, you know, everybody's making a comeback and doing all this stuff. So it's like it was supposed to be like an emo pop punk kind of deal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they had like when they first advertised it, right? They had Limp Bizkit, they had Papa Roach, they also had GCW wrestling, like part of it, right away from Jump Street, right?
Okay.
And they had like some other decent bands in there. I think there was like, I'm trying to remember what else was like there right off the get-go. So then it was like, get your tickets now because the price will only go up as they announce like headliners and stuff. So like we got in right away, like right on the ground floor. We were like, boom, we're getting the early bird tickets. That way, you know, when they announce headliners, all this other stuff, price goes up.
Yeah.
Problem was, this was back around Thanksgiving, right? And it was supposed to take place in May. During that entire time between Thanksgiving and like maybe like the end of last weekend, right? So like, I think this was like Sunday or something. I don't know. Anyway, they had not only not announced any more headliners, but they also lost more bands. And then more news came out that like, oh yeah, they probably don't have the money to pay these people. Like it was like real shoddy you know, like rumors and stuff about him. It's like, all right, well, we're still holding out hope. Maybe it'll happen, whatever.
Right.
All this other kind of stuff. And, you know, the ticket prices never went up because they didn't announce anybody else. And like people on social media getting all pissed off. There was like a whole account that was created called Scamboozle to like expose this whole thing. Right.
Wow.
And they ended up being right because then on like, it was like, I think it was earlier than this weekend. It was like Friday or something, like last Friday, something like that. Anyway,
this is like the Firefly Festival.
It's like the Fire Fest, except it never happened. Like we were a week away from eating cheese sandwiches in the middle of Bader Field. You know what I mean? Like it was like that. It was like
wild.
So that's what they're calling this. They're calling this like the New Jersey Fire Fest because the whole thing was a scam. But now, because especially if you bought the tickets so far in advance, I didn't know this about any sort of disputes. So here you go. Anybody out there that needs to know this about credit card disputes, you can only really dispute charges up to 120 days.
Ooh.
So you got like 3-4 months. You know, like 3 months would be 90 days, anywhere from like 90 to 120 days. So since this shit was back in November, this is not like an easy sort of dispute to get the money back. But then what happened was, so then the Bamboozle place is like, okay, you go like from the point of purchase, that's where you're going to get your refund from. So like the, you know, not the Ticketmaster, but like whatever, you know, then that place is like, oh yeah, you're going to get your refund from here. Here's 2 emails. Here's a phone number. You call the company. Well, that phone number's unplugged. Like that's out of service. You get nothing. Yeah, you get nothing. And then from those emails, you get a response. You go to look up the parent company online. That website is just the logo. Nothing. It's like this dude went off the grid, like scratched from life, like gone. So like this dude or this company, whatever. I don't know if I want to blame one person or blame the whole lot of them for basically scamming people out of whatever money they paid for these tickets, because it's going to be hella hard to get these refunds for especially people who bought the early tickets and stuff like that. And like we just did like the general admission. We didn't do like VIP or like grand VIP or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it still was not just like we're out like $50. This is like we're talking several $100s, and some people are out probably thousands of dollars, and vendors aren't even getting their money back. Like I guess they were charging like $5,000 or something like that per booth or per table or whatever to be a vendor at this thing. So some people bought like 2 booths or whatever. They're out $10,000, and it's like they're probably not seeing that money again,
bro. That is real wild.
So yeah, so that was supposed to be my weekend. This weekend is y'all would have seen me in Atlantic City, New Jersey with some Limp Bizkit and some of that kind of stuff. But instead, we've been bamboozled, literally and figuratively. So that is how things are going over here. Hopefully you did not get bamboozled this week.
I did not. Well, I want to go back to like a weekend prior where we were at the Dave and Buster's watching the fight. Shit, I forgot. Gervonta Davis fight. Fighting damn. What's his goddamn name now? I can't remember. Ryan Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a good fight. It was a good pay-per-view. It's the most packed I've ever seen Dave and Buster's actually. And I go for fights pretty often, but that was packed. So I mean, but it was a good fight. All that stuff was good. This weekend, I kind of just hung out, man. Like I went to the gym on Sunday. On Saturday, I was after work. I just came home, got some stuff done, watched some movies. I haven't watched any movies in a while. Like just I haven't been watching movies like that, so I'm just out here watching movies. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit here and watch some movies. So I watched like some shit. Yeah, I watched some shit. Like I'm a sci-fi guy, so I was out here watching sci-fi shit. I watched I can't remember what the fucking movie was called, but it ended up being like more like a love story and shit. They had like a little sci-fi in there.
Okay.
But mostly love story, it seemed like, you know what I mean? More of a drama than sci-fi. But it was fine.
Okay.
It was a good enough movie. And then I watched Prometheus, which I'd never seen before.
I heard things about Prometheus.
Yeah. So I didn't know anything about it really. I was like, I don't watch that type of sci-fi. I don't watch like horror sci-fi. That does not appeal to me. I like straight up like, okay, we're finding this place, or like we're doing some weird shit, like, whatever, right? But this shit was more like, at first it was like a good story and shit. We're trying to find like whoever created life and shit like that. So they're going out and trying to create life. That's like the whole base of this shit. They get to a place that they think is where this is at. They find out this is not the motherfucking place. Instead, there's some shit going down this motherfucker. Everybody dies except for like 2 people, right? Like 3 people. So yeah, everybody died out this motherfucker for real. Like I think it's like legitimately like 2 people, and yeah. So that's what happens, and that's essentially how Alien was born. So Aliens comes from this shit. So it's a prequel. They made it afterwards. It's a prequel to Alien.
Okay.
And that whole that whole thing. But I mean, I'm not Alien is classic, right? It's a classic movie. All this shit, everybody should know what Alien is, right? Just like they should know what Jaws is and shit like that. Either way, like Alien is cool and everything like that. It does not appeal to me. That's not some shit I'm interested in. Like in reality, like I'm not into like horror sci-fi. That's not my deal. I like sci-fi. I like just straight up like I'm going to another planet. Like I like shit like Interstellar. I like shit like that. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's solid.
I mean, that's my favorite. That's my favorite movie. Interstellar is my favorite
of all time.
Of all time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh no, I don't think anything can top this right now." And I haven't seen anything yet. I'm sure something will, but
not yet.
Not yet.
It is a damn good movie.
It really is. It catches. It hits all my feels because I'm like, this is exactly what I want in a
like
sci-fi
good music, good story, like
all of it.
Yeah.
It's good shit. So, yeah. Either way. But anyway, that's what I did this weekend. And then that shit was so heavy. I was like, "Ooh, we gotta watch something light out here." So we watched, and she never watched Rush Hour. She never seen Rush Hour before.
Come on now.
I know.
Come on now.
I know.
You don't have to watch the whole trilogy. Just
no. Well,
just
but
the first one.
You need to watch 1 and 2 at least. You got to
that's
watch
fine.
2. 2 is fun.
Yeah,
2 is fun as well.
2. Yeah. Okay. 2 is fun. 2 is fun. 2 is fun. 2 is fun.
You American? You got American money? I love all that shit. I love all that shit, man. I love that shit. But yeah, we watched that shit. It was hilarious or whatever. It was all good. But like, I was like, we gotta end this on a good note. I was like, I didn't know where this was going. I was like, oh shit, this is a horror movie. Fuck me. Well, I'm already in it.
Whoops.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the time I watched fucking Midsummer. Fuck me. Just terrible.
It's not what you expected.
No. It's literally like the craziest shit I've ever seen. But here we go. Anyway. So we got some shit to talk about, man. We got some draft after draft. We got multiple drafts. We got the WWE draft. We got the NFL draft. We got the new WWE championship.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say it was basically draft week. It seems like.
Yeah, it's a whole draft situation.
Big draft week.
We got some current news here, but let's start off with this. Well, let's start off with the championship first. Can we do that?
You want to start with the championship?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We can talk about the championship.
Yeah. I want to talk about WWE Heavyweight Championship. I just want to take a good look at this again. Okay. Yeah. I just want to talk about it. And I want to see how you feel. You
want to talk about the belt, or you want to talk about the idea?
Everything.
All the championship.
All encompassed. It's already on the WWE shop. Fuck me. Like,
of course it is. You knew exactly when they had that. They were like, "This is it. We are going with this belt.
We are doing this."
Yeah, like this is happening, right? Like
I don't. All right. So
let's. I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Get your.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about the layout of the belt first?
Okay, let's talk about the layout.
Okay, like the actual design itself.
Okay, we can talk about it. I don't super dislike it. I don't super dislike it. It's going to take me a while to get used to it, but it's not like
any other belt.
Yeah, it. What I'm saying is, it's like it wasn't like horror when I saw like the new WWE Championship belts,
or like most of the other stuff that has like come out in the past. I don't know how many years, like all those other belts.
All those old belts. Now it's almost like similar to like the Intercontinental belt. I said I was like in horror of that. Like I was like, oh
yeah.
But like this one, I'm not like, I'm just like, oh, okay. It's gonna take me get used to this big W in the middle of the motherfucker. But like,
yeah,
it's fine. I understand what they're doing. They have to promote their shit. I mean, I wish they would just promote it on the breastplates. And I honestly, it would have been cool if it was all gold. Like, I don't know. Like the W in the middle, gold. Everything gold.
Like this guy right here. There we go.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
There we go.
This is what we're looking at.
This is the motherfucker. Like,
for those of you watching on YouTube or the visuals, we got the picture right here.
Yeah, the picture on here. I mean, it looks. I mean, again, it doesn't disgust me. I'm like, okay, I got to get used to it. But I wish all of it was like gold, like everything was gold before, so like you could have that big W in the middle gold.
Yeah, but you can't have it the same.
No,
you can't have it the same. Like you clearly get that the inspiration was big gold.
Yes,
but you can't bring back big gold.
No, but that's why I like the plates. They got the plates on the side.
Yeah, but I also like you need that main. I think you need the main branding in the middle like that. Like I think it's
not even a little smaller.
No,
I like the world part, kind of.
But you got to put like the whole point of it is the logo. You got to put that logo on there.
Man, fuck it.
If you don't have the logo, I don't know.
I mean, I
like this one better. I like this better than any of the other belts they have.
Oh no doubt. That's not even a question. No, that's what I mean. Like the other ones I had to get used to and just like get used to looking at it. This one does not bother me.
Yeah,
like
so the actual look of the belt, I think is nice and clean. Like I like it.
It is a solid look.
It's a nice vintage touch, but also modernized a little bit. It's got the logo on it. You just gotta do that for marketing purposes.
Right. No, I mean, to be fair, like I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, we got a new belt. Now, let's go back to I know they've been hearing about this and like, yes, we probably need another championship.
Do we?
I mean, no, but like I understand the reasoning why.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
I understand the reason why. I do.
I don't.
Because they need a championship on the shows. And if Roman is not out here, like defending his championship like he used to,
then beat him.
In a
then
in
beat
the previous years. I mean,
then beat him. Then beat him.
I mean,
what do you do? What do you do in? I'm like, this is where we understand like sports entertainment, right? But here's the sports part: is if you don't like something about it, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
like the dude's holding 2 belts because he is the best right now.
But like, do we have 3 belts now? I'm confused.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is now we do have 3 belts.
What are we going to do with that? Are they going to meld those belts together?
I don't know. Remains to be seen. But right now he's still holding 2 belts, and now we've just added a 3rd main belt, and we don't have a 3rd main show. If you really want to count NXT as a show, we actually have 4 belts now for 3 shows. We don't have a 4th show to put that 4th belt on. You know what I mean? Like that to me does not compute. Like because then you're just like, okay, well, we're just letting Roman have these 2 belts.
So
now we're going to give this it's like almost like a secondary main title instead of just using the titles they already have, like the Intercontinental.
Nobody's going to believe that. Nobody's going to believe that Roman's not the champion. Like Roman's the champion. Nobody's been beating him. Whoever has his championship now has a loss to him. Yeah. Whoever ends up with the championship will have lost to him at some point, except maybe Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could end up with the belt, right? So, but other than that, like I don't quite understand. I'm trying to understand. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like it. I don't think I like it any more than you do. I'm just trying to understand it, and I get why I don't like it.
Well, instead of beating Roman, because what happens is if you look at it from the truly title history perspective, at this moment, Roman Reigns' 1,000-day reign is only on the Universal title. It is not with the WWE Championship.
Correct.
The WWE Championship, which Brock Lesnar held until WrestleMania 38, that is only at a year.
Right.
So they're trying to get him to go over 1,000 days as the WWE champion, but he's not.
Right.
If you consider the Universal title separate, which it was.
Well, that's the lineage, right? The lineage.
Yeah. So unless they're literally going to mesh those titles together, which at this point, why even create that one? Because that lineage was all of like 5 people. As far as the Universal title goes, like that.
Well, didn't Triple H just get Triple H was handed this belt, correct? Is that who was handed this belt?
Who?
Triple H. Like when he was the champion for this title, like they brought this title.
You're talking about the first one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They handed that motherfucker to him, right?
Yeah, Eric Bischoff just handed it right to Triple H.
Yeah.
But see, that made that even though that was somewhat infuriating, that still made a little bit more sense because they didn't have a second main title because each show was separate.
Right.
And so you needed a main championship for Raw and a main championship for SmackDown.
Right.
In this case, you already have that. They've already done that. That's the WWE and that's the Universal title. Just so happens one person holds them both, which I think that's a fun little concept to have the main champion. I mean, realistically, I don't even think you need the 2 belts. I understand it and I'm fine with it, but you could just have that one main belt that goes between the 2 shows.
Absolutely.
And then whoever's that champion, they appear on both shows because that's the person most people want to see anyway.
Exactly.
Is between those 2. So like in all reality, we only really need 1 and now we have 3.
Right.
And then what happens, like, just hypothetically, what happens if Roman wins this one? Are we going to go into like a boxing situation?
I would really like that.
That's what I want. That's what I really because they did this now. I want that to happen.
Can he go to NXT and just snatch that one too? Can we just
just like do it at this point? Just go all in.
Just have him have all the gold.
Yeah, just do it. Why not at this point?
I would love it.
you know, if you're going to commit to this and you're going to have him have 2 belts and then they're saying, oh, you could have 3 belts, like, why the hell not? Make him legit the GOAT.
Like, why not? Let this dude go through everywhere.
Yeah.
Imagine him showing up on NXT. They wouldn't even be ready for that. They'd lose their whole mind.
Yeah. I just really think that Triple H wanted some semblance of that big gold NWA WCW title again.
He's an old school guy, so he likes that stuff. He likes the old school looking belts and everything. So, well, we're close to Backlash. Let's talk about the draft.
Okay,
and we'll get into Backlash.
All right.
So
let's talk about that draft.
Let me see what we got here. All right. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of these folks here. So Raw,
I got you,
gets Cody, Becky, Imperium, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, which I thought he was gone.
Not gone yet.
But I guess not.
Not yet.
Maybe they promised him a title. The Miz.
Maybe that new title. Maybe that's why we really have the 3rd title.
Maybe. Nakamura. Indy Hartwell. That's a new name.
Yeah. Current NXT Women's Champion.
That's right. Apollo Crews, Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green, Dexter Loomis, JD McDonough. That's the guy from NXT.
Another call up.
Yep. Call up.
The former Jordan Devlin.
Right. Maximum Male Models, Natalia, the Viking Raiders, Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins. Zoe Stark is new to the game too, right?
NXT call up.
Yeah, NXT call up, right?
Yep.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, The Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, The New Day, Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Bronson Reed, Alpha Academy, Katana Chance. That's another one. Kaden Carter.
Those are NXT call-ups.
Akira Tozawa, Dana Brooke, Emma, Indu Share. Oh, they're up here. They're back up. Okay, Johnny Gargano.
That's not the same iteration.
No, yeah.
You don't have the big lanky Shanky.
Yeah, not the Shanky. Where is Shanky at?
Who the hell knows?
Huh, I liked him for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sure he couldn't wrestle, but I mean, I liked his whole thing.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Odyssey Jones.
Another NXT call-up.
Piper Niven, Riddick Moss, Tegan Knox, Xia Li. So here's my question. Who's going to be on what card? They're going to just be a whole bunch of motherfuckers sitting in the back catering. There is not enough.
It's a 3-hour show.
There is motherfuck.
You can put them all on there.
This is a WrestleMania. That's just 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Well, that's how many people. I mean, that's how many people in the whole company they have. You know there's going to be people. Well, I mean, like, so here's the thing. Like Trish Stratus, she's going to be there for all of like 10 seconds. There's no way she is back in active competition. So the fact that she was even drafted, to me, is just like.
But really? Like, they got. I mean, how many people did I just call out? 40.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Like,
for the sake of time, I'm not going to count. But
no,
like,
it's not.
It was a lot. It was
a lot of people. A lot of folks, man. I'm just saying, like,
but you're not going to get them on it. You still don't need them. You don't need every single one of them every single show.
I know, but the main motherfuckers going to be on there. It's going to be sitting there looking like they need AEW. They need to be on AEW Dark, AEW Elevation, every AEW After Dark, AEW After Dark plus Elevation.
Yeah,
Elevate in the Dark
after dark.
Like what?
Like early, yeah.
They
AEW
need a whole show
Dusk,
for this shit.
Whatever. Well, I mean, I think the idea is that they are going to go back to the brand exclusive shows.
I understand.
So
for a while, I don't know how long it's going to last.
You know, it's like a pendulum. Every time it's like we do this for a couple years, then they come back.
Shit,
it's
a
like,
couple years. I don't even think it lasted a year last time. Like really, like
it's
you know what I mean? Like
it's whatever they feel like. Oh, I mean, because there are still names that were left off the draft list for one reason or another, whether they're injured or whether they're whatever. Then you also have like people who are free agents.
Right.
Like they're just free agents.
Right.
That can appear wherever and wherever. Like,
and this was the order they were drafted, correct? So like Xia Li is the last pick of the draft, essentially.
That's a great question. I have no clue if that is the order or not.
I think it is.
What you read off, I have no
idea.
idea.
Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but then I don't know where you read.
Oh, Seth Rollins was way late. Never mind.
Yeah, Seth Rollins was the second pick of night 2.
Okay, second pick of night 2.
Yeah, because they did it on.
Fuck it.
Okay, well, we got to go back. We got to rewind for you.
No,
because it was 2 nights.
I know it was 2 nights, but SmackDown, they did SmackDown then Raw, then SmackDown then Raw, right? They do 2 SmackDown to 1 Raw, right? Is that what they used? That's what they did?
No, they just did 1-to-1.
1-to-1?
One pick, one to one. One pick to one pick.
But I'm saying, like, why is Seth Rollins not the second pick of the draft?
Because he wasn't. Because Becky Lynch was. Becky Lynch was the second pick of Raw.
So I understand this. What I'm saying is, why is he behind Zoe Stark?
Because that was night 2. Okay. Oh, see, here's what you're missing. They only had. Were you trying to lead me to this, or you?
I'm trying to figure this out. No, I fucking have no idea.
So they had on each night, they only had a select pool of people that could be drafted.
Oh,
so yeah, I didn't like it either. So night 1, there was like you had this clump of people that could be drafted on night 1. Mm-hmm. Then on night 2, you had another clump of people that could be drafted. So instead of like a real draft, like you didn't want the. I can see why they did it, because if you had everybody from the Jump Street and you said night 1 is SmackDown, you're getting all the top names drafted on SmackDown, and then you go to Raw, and then you're like, oh yeah, the first pick of night 2 for Raw is like Nikki Cross. You know what I mean?
I'm saying like, okay, so I'm saying like, okay, SmackDown picks first. They pick they pick Roman Reigns and them, right?
Yeah.
Then they go over on the other side, they pick Cody Rhodes. Then they go to the other side, they pick so-and-so. They go to the side, pick Becky Lynch. They go to the side, pick somebody else. And why is fucking not Seth Rollins not the pick?
Because he was only available on night 2.
That is so dumb.
Because they had between that, right? So Rhea Ripley was the first pick for Raw of night 2.
Okay.
The other people were the people that were undrafted on the main show in that pool, and then they were drafted on like the bump or something like that.
I don't like it.
Like an extra show after the fact.
I was at the last.
It was like supplemental picks.
I think I was at the last draft, and because it was on SmackDown, and it was because I believe the last draft was in 2021. Does that sound right? Because I was
possibly.
I feel like it was. So that's when I went. It's all I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, that's why Seth Rollins looks like he's so far down the list, but he's really not.
Fine. SmackDown,
because he was the top of night 2's pool of people. He was the second pick of night 2.
So I'll know right away which one is on the first pick of whatever.
Yes.
Okay. So
it should be very obvious.
All right, so they picked the Bloodline. Ironically, did not include the Usos.
Correct, because that's part of the deal.
Okay,
it's part of the storyline.
Fair enough. Bianca Belair, the Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, which I think would be a nice. We haven't seen that happen. That would be nice to see.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns.
That'd be fun.
That'd be nice to see. The OC, Damage Control, Alba Fire, don't know her, Isla Dawn.
Former Kaylee Ray.
Ah, okay.
They're the NXT Women's Tag Champions.
Okay.
Her and Isla Dawn, or at least they were. I don't know if they... Actually, it's undetermined yet. As of this recording, NXT has not happened yet.
Gotcha. Then Hit Row. Then Lacey Evans. I'm assuming that ended night 1.
Yes.
And then Austin Theory was the first pick of SmackDown.
Yes.
Okay.
Night 2. Yeah.
Because I'm seeing Lacey Evans and then Austin Theory. There's something terribly wrong if it's not. Okay.
Yes. You are correct.
All right. Very good. So Austin, then Charlotte, then the Usos, then the LWO again.
Every one of them.
Every one of them. All 5 of them. Asuka, the Brawling Brutes, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett. LA Knight, Shotzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's over. That dude's over right now.
I enjoy it.
I love every minute of it.
He can lose every single time. It does not matter.
Does not matter. No.
Pretty Deadly. That's the call up. Rick Boogs, who I don't care for. Cameron Grimes.
What?
I don't care for him.
Oh, I love Rick Boogs. I love me some Rick Boogs. This dude is so ridiculous.
I do not care for him. Tamina and then Grayson Waller, who's the last pick, which I find interesting.
But also a call up.
Yeah, call up. Yeah. I do know Grayson. Free agents. Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa, Von Wagner. Who's Von?
NXT.
Okay. Omos and MVP. All free agents. Brock Lesnar's a free agent. And then Bray Wyatt, who's been MIA. All those folks.
Also, Baron Corbin. Technically a free agent.
Fair enough.
Not drafted. Yeah. Elias, not drafted.
Yes.
So technically free agent. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, free agent. Zion Quinn was also named a free agent.
Now, are they going to
call up? We're also missing Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
She didn't make it on the list. Carmella didn't make it on the list, but that's because she's pregnant.
But why?
Why is she pregnant? Because Corey Graves.
Well, Corey Graves. I mean, he's been trying hard, I'm sure. Yeah. But why are they free agents? Is this like a storyline based situation, or is it just like?
Sure. Right. Well, if I know. I mean, they basically said like MVP negotiated for Omos to be a free agent.
Okay.
And then Brock Lesnar said, hey, like they said like Brock Lesnar negotiated whatever. So basically if they have some form of quote unquote legal team or whatever that got them to be free agents so they could be on both shows.
All right.
Or they were just undrafted. It doesn't designate whether they were undrafted or just like signed a deal to be a free agent. I don't really understand it.
I mean, at least it's even. At least it's an even show. Like, I mean, at least they made it pretty even. I thought. I don't think anything's like super.
But my question is, what about R-Truth?
What about R-Truth? Isn't he a free agent forever? He's always a free agent.
Where is he? They don't even put here because there's people not listed.
I understand
that. I don't know where they are and where they're going to be. Maybe. And I'm sure they're saving some for surprises, like a Bray Wyatt, like Alexa Bliss, like Randy Orton,
right?
Carmella, because again, pregnant. Logan Paul, not even listed as a. The thing is, like, if they're not on a show, just at least say they're a free agent. Don't just be like, we're not talking about them.
Right.
You know, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Like Randy Orton, Robert Roode.
Yeah. I don't know.
Aaliyah. Nobody gives a shit about Aaliyah, apparently.
I like Aaliyah.
I love Aaliyah.
I was
like, I don't see her.
I have always liked Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's never. I don't think she's ever really gotten some fair shit. But I always.
She did. Her. She had the fastest match ever.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect
against the boat. That's about it.
That's right. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the draft. Like I'll be honest. I was kind of excited for this draft.
Were you?
I was because I thought
this is about these drafts.
I mean, I was very let down, but I was excited because I thought now with sort of like this quasi regime change, like it's not as much Vince McMahon in charge; it's a little bit more Triple H.
Right.
I thought we'd get a different feel to it. I thought we'd get a little more legitimacy, and I was wrong.
Dead wrong.
It was more of the same that we're kind of used to, where it's like things just don't really make sense. You're trying to apply logic to an illogical situation or any of those other things.
I mean, I'm gonna let it play out, I'm gonna let it play out. I mean,
it did create some interesting matchups. It's just gonna see whether they actually stick to this or not, because all of this could be for nothing if like next month we see, Nakamura, Drew McIntyre, The Miz on SmackDown. And then we see like Edge back on Raw, or we see like Austin Theory back on Raw. But another thing I hate too in these drafts is when they switch champions. Like, for example, when you have Bianca Belair, who's the Raw Women's Champion,
right,
now drafted to SmackDown, and then you have Rhea Ripley, who's the SmackDown Women's Champion, drafted to Raw. I feel like champions. I feel like championships. Well, that is what's going to like kind of grind my gears a little bit.
Or can
if they're just going to do a little belt swap?
Or can we just change the color of the belts and just keep the fucking belts where they are.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah. Can we just change the names?
Just change the names of the belts.
Yeah.
Change the colors, change the names, and we'll be good.
You can have the women's Universal title.
Yep.
And then you can have the women's WWE title.
Perfect. And done. Easy work.
Yeah.
You can make them look different. Fuck it. Like whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Or just in the future, you don't have those champions drafted. Like they're protected.
Facts.
Like I think Bianca should have been protected. I think Rhea Ripley should have been protected.
I want to protect.
And then everybody I heard that.
Lots of protection.
Oh.
I
hope so. I would hope so.
Some protection, maybe not, or she'll end up like Carmella. Please.
Oh no. Not
Mommy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy.
Dominic would not be.
I'm sorry, Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy.
Unity. Ooh, it would be the House of Black. I'll tell you that.
And we're done.
And scene. All right, that does it for.
Oh yes. Yeah, mommy looking too good these days. My God Almighty. She needs to stop wearing them straps on them cheeks, man. They just looking extra thick. They just looking plumpified.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Jess. Sorry. That's just what it is. We all know. You've seen them.
I had, yeah.
You all seen it.
Gonna get me in trouble now.
We can all admit it. We all know.
We all know.
Anyway, yeah, we'll just let that play out because
we don't have a choice.
Yeah, fair enough. But it doesn't start until the Backlash ends, right? So Backlash has to come first.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a little bit of this card. We got the main, which is Cody and Brock, which I'm sure they'll have more than one match. This is not going to be their final match.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well,
I can't.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I feel like unless Cody wins,
but he might win by hook or crook, like a hook by a little crook,
hook by a little crook.
Yeah, a little rollover, a little.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I could see
some
that.
shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
I see that. Oh my God! Why does my face keep doing this?
That's amazing. Look what happened.
Look at I'm like, did Thanos come in here?
I swear to God, that's amazing. What happened though? It was like
I don't understand. I really don't know. I've been trying to like, my God.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, well that's interesting. All right, that's neat. Cool. I gotta fix that. That's
I love when that shit disappears. It's phenomenal.
Yep. Technical. Let me see if does that make it worse? Oh. Okay, we're okay.
All right.
We're better.
All right, goddamn.
Cool. Technical issues here. That's what you get for amateur podcast here.
All right. So
we're no Chris Van Vliet.
No, we're not Chris Van Vliet. Fucking Chris Van Vliet.
I love that guy.
Yeah, a good guy. Much shorter than I thought he was.
That's fair.
So Sammy, it's supposed to be Sammy, Kevin, and Riddle? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yep.
Versus the Bloodline, which is kind of riffing up a little bit. Looks like there's some stuff happening in there. I saw some shit about Solo Sikoa not coming out, and they were like getting angry about that. Little tussle.
Yeah, because the Usos lost again in their redemption to get the tag titles back. They did not.
Nope.
And Solo didn't really come out, and I believe that was the instruction
by the behest of
the
tribal chief.
Yes, it was the command of the tribal chief to do so. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, we got Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn against the Bloodline minus the tribal chief.
I would assume that they're going to lose again, unless Solo Sikoa.
I was going to say either that, or if they're really going to push Solo here and he comes up,
out with the win. Like he comes up, he's like, I'm gonna save everybody because you guys suck, and
he just spikes everybody.
Yeah, shit like that.
It's possible.
Which I think Solo, they're really pushing pretty good.
They are,
so. I mean, I don't think he's lost a match yet, really, has he? Like,
I don't think he's lost a televised match.
Hasn't,
I think he
been
did
pinned.
on like a live event, but
right.
Yeah,
he hasn't really been like pinned out here.
Yeah, he's been
not on televised. Yeah. I mean, everybody loses on those. All the heels lose on those live events for the most part.
Yeah,
it's a baby faced crowd out there, except for the Tribal Chief. Facts. Is it going to be Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed?
Yes. Triple threat.
Now
for the United States title.
Why am I seeing Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory again in my face?
I mean, I don't know if the business was finished.
It wasn't finished?
I don't think it was ever finished. I don't think that business was ever finished.
We got that big Bronson Reed out here.
Well, especially because it like for WrestleMania, Lashley totally got derailed, and they went with now you need something for Theory to come back with. Yeah. And there really was like Bobby Lashley got derailed with that whole Bray Wyatt thing.
Right.
And there was unfinished business there. So why not bring them back together, but add this other dude in, Bronson Reed, who could use something.
Yep.
You know, because especially like Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it just adds to that, you know, because Austin Theory's not a big dude. Bobby Lashley's big. Bronson Reed's big.
Yeah. Like big.
Big. So.
Yuck.
Yeah. So it's like, how is Austin Theory going to get out of this one?
Exactly.
Type vibes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they got Bianca Belair and Io Sky.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a good ass match.
That should be fun. If they let those two go, that should be fun.
That should be a good ass match.
Yeah.
We all know who's coming out on top, but should be
I think that might be the start of the Damage Control disintegration.
Damn, already?
I would watch.
How long have they been together?
After that. Since SummerSlam last year, I think. Right? Was it SummerSlam or Survivor Series?
Yeah, it was. I think it was SummerSlam. SummerSlam sounds right.
Yeah. So almost a full year.
Yeah, it's too soon. Especially if you want to have stables. I don't know. I'd like stables to last a little longer.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like if you're going to have stables, you need more of them. You can't just have one. Like right now, there's just one.
Yeah.
And that's it. Or at least make the women's tag title stuff more serious.
Yeah.
If you're gonna try to do that. Otherwise, it's
I don't see the point of the women's tag title, but unless you're gonna incorporate the NXT. See, if you had NXT,
but they have their own.
I know, but they should just have one and they go back and forth. I like that. But
when they did that for a minute.
I know, I remember,
and that was fun. And that was
liked it.
Yeah,
I did enjoy that. Yeah, they fucked that up. Anyway, they did. They fucked that up. They still have enough women to go around like that are actually, you know what I mean? I don't know.
They do and they don't. You know what I mean?
But not when they're like they do because they do in the sense that they have enough women, but like they're not in cahoots with each other. Like, you know what I mean? They're not actually having.
Well, that's the thing. You develop those factions, and then that's where they can do this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, give them the purpose other than just like, oh, Liv Morgan, Raquel, we're throwing you together.
Right.
Like, how many different tag partners has Raquel Rodriguez had in the past year?
Shit. I'm just thinking Liv Morgan, man. Like, fuck me. Like, Liv's had some partners in the past, you know?
Like, the only ones right now that make sense are you have Ronda and Shayna. That makes total sense because they have that history.
Yep.
Damage Control's established.
Yep, they established themselves already.
Themselves like that.
That's it.
Yeah. That's all I can think of.
Yep. That's about it. I don't know. They got Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega. That's just to throw some Puerto Rican vibes in there.
I think that should be fun, though.
It should be fun because
Zelina can go.
She can go.
I don't think she's had a fair shake yet.
No, I mean, she's gonna try to make it look good for a little while, but this shouldn't go more than 7-8 minutes now. Let's stop playing games.
I don't know though.
Let's stop playing.
Let her go in Puerto Rico.
We'll see. I'm sure there's some fuckery gonna happen with the LWO and the some fuckery gonna happen up in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Seth Rollins and Omos.
Yep. Yeah.
They're just gonna have Omos out here losing again, or is he gonna win this one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? We put him against big motherfuckers to lose? Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, now Seth Rollins. What's the point?
I don't know. Maybe he will win.
Maybe
because here's the thing. I feel like Seth Rollins at this point could lose and it won't matter.
Sure. Absolutely. I hope he loses. He could have said the same thing about Brock. Could have said the same thing about Bobby Lashley. None of that shit ever happened.
Yeah.
Like,
but I get, so going forward though, because we didn't really know we were getting Brock and Cody next.
Right.
So now it kind of makes sense.
Sure. But why? Why are you going to do
because you don't want to because you don't but almost you can still build back up. He's got like little to no history there to go off of.
I know, but he's so big. You can't be having something to lose.
You got the Great Khali
off of one F5. He's a little more athletic than Great Khali and a little bigger too.
But so.
They cold-blooded with this shit, man. Like, unless he's out here, I don't know what their plan is with that kid. He's so big.
That's all it is. I don't know what they're doing. He's just so big.
And this is gonna be the main or no? Is it gonna be the opener or the main? Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
That's a great question.
Because
you know what? I can't see either. I can't see it either.
No,
I don't think so.
It's not gonna be. You don't think it's gonna be the main in Puerto Rico?
No.
Okay.
Should it be? That's a great idea.
It's because there's no titles. There's no titles on the line. So why the fuck not?
Well, I mean, yes, there are.
What's on the line right now? Who's
the SmackDown Championship?
Oh yeah, whatever.
The Raw Women's Championship, the United States title.
Whatever.
Defend the United States title in a United States territory. Make that the main. Next, we're going to Guam, the Virgin Islands.
Shit. I mean, I would have him come out. It's a street fight. You know what I mean? San Juan street fight. It should be like unsanctioned. Like they do the unsanctioned.
See, okay, now if they said it's unsanctioned, then that makes sense.
They turn the lights off, turn the lights back on.
I feel like that's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be dead middle.
It's gonna be.
I feel like this match is gonna be dead middle.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be dead middle. What opens? That's a great question.
Yeah.
What I think will main event? Cody and Brock.
Yeah, that's gonna main event. Maybe
which is surprising because the bloodline thing is also a main storyline.
It is,
if not the main storyline.
It is the main. I would say so.
Although I would argue to open with Cody and Brock.
You could argue
because I can't see that match going long. So if you put that as the main event,
I mean, Cody's a guy that probably make that match go long. I mean,
longer than usual. Sure,
he's a storyteller, so he can really make that match go as long as he needs to. But having said that, I agree.
Still
it's
Brock
not going to go very long. It's still Brock.
Not that he can't do it, but you don't want to watch
times.
Yeah, you don't like those dudes like that, like Brock Lesnar. It's the same thing with Goldberg. You don't want to watch him go more than 10 minutes. You don't need to watch him go more than 10 minutes. Even though Brock Lesnar's fully capable.
Hey, I remember that triple threat match he had with what was it? Braun Strowman and John Cena or some shit like that. It's like a triple threat in like Royal Rumble, like way back in the day or whatever. That was a good ass match.
Oh yeah.
That was a good ass match. That went for a while.
Yeah.
Now don't get me wrong. Or maybe it was Seth Rollins. I can't remember who it was.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, somebody.
Seth Rollins.
One of these motherfuckers. But yeah, it was good. It was good as shit. But anyway, I mean, it looks like a solid card. But I mean, there's nothing. I don't think anything. I mean, it would be great if they could move some storylines along here, so we can jumpstart the new era of Raw and SmackDown, like pretty decently. So that's the goal, I think. But
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much what's happening with all the things that are WWE right now for the most part.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So let's kick it over to this, like a little current events that are happening right now.
Okay.
I just want to throw out some stuff that's happened so far. So I was before we got online, got live on here. I was talking about that shooting in Texas, right? So, the story is this. Again, if we paid attention, it's another like mass shooting situation. 5 people were killed. Their neighbors. Basically, this guy was shooting his gun outside, and there was a baby sleeping. Okay, there's a baby sleeping, and they went over, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, can you stop?" Or not knock on the door. They probably just went outside and said, "Hey, can
Mhm.
you stop shooting your gun outside? A baby sleeping." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, not too long after, I guess the guy was really drunk or whatever. I don't know the circumstances. This guy goes in and kills everybody, execution style, essentially. They were found laid on top of each other, dead.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he's still at large. They have not caught this motherfucker. It's been 4 days. They have not caught him.
How?
I don't fucking know. Texas is big. I mean, it is fucking huge. And they're so. I mean, I just feel like Texas is like, oh well, gun. I don't know. Like they're not. Yeah, they're sure they're
It's kind of
serious
like
about it,
it's
but
like
like,
a boys will be boys
right?
mentality.
I
Like
don't
it's
know,
kind of like
man. I
whatever.
just
It's
don't
another
think a
one.
motherfucker would have been like out here in these streets for that long somewhere else. Like, but he's
No.
they're manhunting him for been 4 days since he killed all these motherfuckers. This guy is I don't know exactly where he's from, but the rest of the people who died were from Honduras.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but he is Spanish of Hispanic descent. His last name is Oropeza, Francisco Oropeza. So he is of Hispanic descent, but his neighbors were of Hispanic descent, and like that shit is crazy as hell. And like I was just having this conversation, I was like, I feel like we're at a point where like human life is not valued. Like that's where I'm seeing this. Like
It
people just
depends. Yeah, it depends.
it's wild, man.
Yeah.
Like people out here, like I just see the way people sometimes talk to people. I see the way people drive. I see the way people like, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah. And then like
everything.
you don't know people. Well, I mean there was like I I when I was driving to when I was driving to Philly this past weekend,
Yeah.
it's all rainy and shit, and people don't really know how to drive then.
Right.
And all of a sudden, in the middle of the expressway, a car just stops, like right in front of me, just stops.
Stop.
And then two people get out of the car.
What?
And like the driver gets out of the car, starts walking away. Then the passenger's like, get back in the car. Now, I have no idea what that situation was.
What?
Yeah. But it was just like, but like the thing is, you don't
What road
know.
was this?
This was the expressway. It was on 76.
God, what?
It was like right before if you're going into Philly
Yeah.
from like King of
I
Prussia
know exactly what
area,
you're talking about. Yeah.
this was like right, I would say maybe a mile or maybe 2 miles before the Kelly Drive exit.
Shut the fuck up.
And they just stopped.
What is that,
Like shut the
352 or some
car
shit
off,
like that?
like
Exit
stopped, shut the
352?
car off, and then
Jeez.
got out. And then like the driver was visibly upset and started walking and just walked away
Holy
from the
shit.
car and just left it there. And then the passenger finally got out and was like yelling. Now, the thing is, I don't know whether it was any sort of dispute and that driver was in danger and then that's why she exited the vehicle and walked away.
Could have been.
So like the only reason why I brought that up is because you don't know people's situations
It's fair.
and you don't know like what they're going through. So when you were talking about how people treat each other, especially when they
Mhm.
don't know
Mhm.
people, it's one thing that like you and I, we bust on each other
Yeah.
a lot,
Right.
but we know each other. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? There's some people who are just straight up disrespectful to
Mm.
people you don't even know.
Facts.
And like, and I'm not even talking about just like the straight up murder shit. Like
Right.
that's a whole other
That's
level
that's
that
a whole different
that
situation.
I feel like a reason why we're seeing some of this, like I think we're only seeing it like a lot of this stuff I feel like is like post pandemic
Mm.
thinking and
Yep.
like behavior,
Yep.
because for whatever reason I don't really know the psychology behind it, but I don't remember. You hear about little isolated stories here and there about like some just absolute crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that might be like once a year, maybe.
Right.
Now this shit's like commonplace.
It is.
Like you're talking like
often.
the fact you were like, yeah, that shooting in Texas.
Right.
I first of all had to be like, which one in my head?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh no, this one. And I'm like, Jesus. And then just like the fact that like this person who, for whatever freaking reason, is shooting their gun off outside.
Right.
Somebody
That's
just asked very kindly to stop.
Can you stop?
And they're fucking dead.
They're dead. Their whole family's dead.
Like, are you serious?
Whole family dead.
Like, in what? Like,
matter of fact,
what are you supposed to do?
Not everybody was dead. Excuse me.
Oh,
they tried to block, so the family was blocking the dude from shooting him. That's why they all like, because they and some people on the bottom of the pile lived because they were like shielding. It's fucked up, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, like.
Anyway, yeah.
Like what? I just don't understand what goes through people's minds and what leads them to believe that's okay.
No idea.
Or like that's a viable solution. Like, manage your emotions, people.
Right. Which is a pretty good segue into this. They just came back with the Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs took a plea deal, and if you don't know who Henry Ruggs was, he was I can't remember. He's the top pick of the draft for the Raiders a couple years ago, and I think it was his first or second year. I think it was his second year. He was drunk as hell. He drove 156 miles per hour and caused a crash that burned a woman to death.
Yeah. He was twice the legal limit.
Yeah.
It was 0.16.
156 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And that's a complete like disregard like of human life. Like it's just your thought process going that fast, being that drunk, thinking you're above whatever.
Well, but part of that's immaturity too.
It is. It's
because like I don't know. I don't have all the specifics of where he came from. You know what I mean? Like what like what the background was. But you take a lot of, and I think we talked about this before, and I know I've talked about this with other people before. Yeah. But you take these literal kids, like think about what you were like when you were 21, 22.
Sure.
And then take that mentality, but you give them millions of dollars and basically the world at their feet.
Sure.
Like, and you give them no guidance as to how to handle that. Like there's no, like, you know for sure nobody told this kid how to handle, like, especially if he was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't even drinking for a year yet.
Well,
you know what I mean? And like clearly does not know how to manage any of that stuff, much less being a high profile athlete person. And then like this is what happens. And unfortunately, other people usually suffer. It's not it's not the athlete or whatever. They're usually the ones that cause the situation. But it's this other innocent, this innocent woman and what, her dog, I think.
Yeah.
Like all just because they decided to drive at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know everything about Henry Ruggs as a person. I'm sure he's super remorseful on everything he's done. I mean, that's clear. I mean, there's only so much. I mean, but man, I'm just thinking like,
but still decision making. You know what I mean?
Decision making is so poor.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't be more poor.
Yeah.
It couldn't be more poor because it's just, yes, maybe he didn't have all the money. Now he has all this money as a young kid, but like we are in the era of like easy access to things, right? Like he has easy access to an Uber. He has easy access to his friends.
I was gonna say, somebody would come pick him up
in a heartbeat.
Like, it's just the decision to, okay, you're gonna drink. All right. I'm not faulting that at all.
No.
You just do not drive.
You don't drive.
Or you need to be with somebody who will tell you not to drive.
If you know you're gonna get drunk that night, you're gonna get lit up that night. You know for a fact that's happening. Even it sounds like twice the legal limit. My dude was looking like he was out here trying to do some extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, again,
this wasn't like he was going to dinner and had
right.
one or two drinks.
Yeah,
This
if you
was
go to
like
dinner, have 1 or 2 drinks, you're not gonna be twice the legal limit.
he was turning up.
That was 5, 6, 7 drinks in. Like,
Yeah.
that's where you're at with that. And
Yeah.
you should know, I mean, you may know, maybe now don't I will say this, at 21, 22 years old, I did not know my tolerance. I wasn't there
Sure.
yet,
Yeah.
right? But
Which
I knew
that's not the fault.
right, but I also knew I probably shouldn't be doing this shit right now. Like, it's like, "Ooh, I'm fucked up. I'm gonna chill out a little bit."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been in some sticky situations, but I also wasn't driving 156 miles per hour.
Well, and unless he was by himself the whole time, you know what I mean? I don't think he was drinking that much by himself and just decided to get in a car.
Right. Right. We
So,
know.
like,
Yeah.
like nobody was there to help him with this, even if he was not capable of making the decision himself.
Right.
There was nobody there to help him.
Right. That's what I mean. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but
And like, but it's just
yeah, it's
that,
doubtful that he's going out by himself, right? It's
yeah.
very doubtful that he's going out by himself.
But like, you know, because clearly he was not of the right mindset to make those decisions because he made all of the wrong ones.
Matter of fact, if I was a pretty well-known athlete in the area, I would not be by myself at any point in time.
Exactly, because you never know.
Because you never know.
Yeah, but unless you like go seek that or something,
right?
That advice or that will not be offered to you.
Right.
Like if you don't know better, you know, like this is just the unfortunate circumstances. Now he, like you said, he did have that plea deal. So instead of like 50 some years or something, it's probably going to be reduced, but still at the same time, like, you know, he's going to have to live with that burden the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That he did this.
Like, I know, like, I know I said pre this podcast, I was like, he probably should get the 10. Like, he probably should get the 10. But if he hasn't had any issues before in his life, and this was like his only thing he did, then maybe he shouldn't get the 10. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm just thinking like you did kill somebody. Like,
yeah. Like the long and short of it is you drank a lot. But not only did you drink a lot, you decided to get behind the wheel of a car.
And then
and that's the thing, is not only did you decide to get behind the wheel of a car, which that in and of itself is not a good choice, but then you decided to drive recklessly by driving at 156 miles an hour.
Beyond recklessly. It's not 80. It's not even 80. 80s recklessly. 90s recklessly. 156?
Yeah. Like there's no unless you're like in NASCAR, there's no reason you should even be able to do that.
That's absolutely wild.
So, I mean, these were all the wrong choices. Yeah. So like, yeah. And you know, do you kind of feel bad for him? Yeah. But at the same time, actions have consequences. And going back to what we were just talking about with the whole gun thing, I feel like a lot of these people either just don't care or they don't know.
Yep.
And they just feel like their actions that they have don't have consequences because they see it in other places.
Right.
Or they just choose to test it and be like, oh, really? Well, let me see if I can get away with it. Or like, let me see, you know, what's going to be done. What really is going to be done. And like, more often than not, depending on who you are, you're going to be able to get away with it. Because like, think of if he was maybe just a regular old citizen, like not a celebrity type athlete, would he be facing the same thing, like same exact situation? Do you think this regular old person, like say it was you or me, do you think we would be in this situation where we're only getting 3 to 10?
No. I would get the full. I'd probably get like 30 years in jail. Easy.
Yeah.
30 years. For sure. And I would be like, yeah. Let me go ahead and get that 30.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Well, but it's like here, I will do whatever it takes to get the least amount. But I know I'm screwed.
Yeah. I'm gonna try my best, but like at the end of the day, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I kind of deserve that 30. I killed somebody. I had somebody burned to death because I did some real stupid shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And I deserve all the shit I get.
Yeah. But also people don't have that accountability either. People don't care.
No, people don't care
about that accountability.
That's facts.
Because he probably does feel remorseful about this.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would hope he does.
Yes.
Some people probably like that dude from the shooting clearly does not.
No, he is not remorseful. That dude needs to be shot on sight.
Hmm.
I mean,
I mean that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
regardless of where you stand on that issue, but that dude should be like,
he needs to be shot on
penalty.
Sight.
Like that's it. Yeah, like you're done.
Yeah, he needs to be shot on sight.
Like either locked up forever
with
nothing or whatever. Like that's just.
I'd be like, gun, pew, pew, pew. Like, I mean, and I wouldn't give a shit about that. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, he killed 5 people. Okay. Like, if
he didn't care about it,
he didn't give a shit about it. Yeah, no, clearly didn't. That was thought out, drunk or otherwise. But yeah, so yeah, those are some of the news that's happening right now, around the world, around at least the United States. World news, I'm sure. Like, I know France has got some protests and shit. Like, France do some crazy shit over there.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things happening.
But yeah, a little turmoil. But the other draft happened. The NFL draft occurred.
So I said it's draft week.
But prior to that, Aaron Rodgers finally got traded to the Jets. They've been talking about him going to the Jets, and he finally got traded.
It finally happened.
It actually happened.
And we didn't even talk about the other poor choices that were made that did not involve death.
What's that?
Involved gambling.
Oh shit!
Some of those players.
Did they not talk to Calvin Ridley? Did they not have a conversation with this man?
Well, I mean,
maybe they had too many conversations with that man.
Well, that's why some of them got suspended for the whole year, and some of them only got suspended for like half the year or 6 games, because apparently the difference between what some of them did and did not do was some of them bet on the NFL. Okay, and that is what gets you out for the whole year. That's you're gone.
No,
and that's why some of those dudes were cut. But the other 2 dudes, which I think that the rookie, well, not a rookie anymore, but that Jameson Williams dude, the one who's like a top Lions pick, he's only suspended for 6 games because he bet on college football. But he bet on NFL property, like in the practice facility.
Dumb fuck.
But yeah, that's still like you're an idiot. You're an idiot. But at least it wasn't like he was betting on the NFL.
Right.
Which that's a big no-no, obviously.
Right.
And that's why the other dudes got the kibosh for the year, is because I believe they bet on the NFL itself. Like that. And then Jameson Williams and the other dude just bet on other stuff, but bet on it at the practice facility of the Lions.
Yeah,
which
you can't do that.
It's still a no-no, but it's not as bad of a no-no.
Yeah, that's just stupid. Like the other part is just like, you're dumb. Like you go ahead and do step outside the facility and place your bet. You
really can't wait. Like you really couldn't wait until practice was over and you go home, or like you go to the bar or something else where you're not, like, you literally cannot wait.
Betting on NFL games, that's just the stupidest shit. You already saw that happen to Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You fucking idiot.
But like, why? Why do you even like?
But why are you?
It's your own sport. It's your own sport. Why are you betting on it? There's so many other things to bet on, especially now that sports betting is legal so many other places.
Yeah. So dumb.
Why? Just why? That one's just like a why. Why'd you do this?
It's a shame. Detroit is on the way up too. They on the come up.
Well, somewhat.
No, I think they're.
I don't know. I think they traded their best player away, but that's
who they traded away.
They traded away DeAndre Swift.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. They traded away Swift.
He now went to the Birds.
Yeah, he did.
Which that segues into the draft, because I feel like overall, as much as it kind of hurts to say, I feel like the Eagles did pretty well.
They had a great draft.
I think they might have had the draft.
They had a great draft. It depends on how this Jalen Carter guys.
Sure, it depends on how they pan out. But at this very moment, it looks like they made some great moves.
Yep, we sure did. So, Carolina Panthers selected Bryce Young. I'm going to talk about Bryce Young for a minute.
I feel like we knew that was coming.
We did. But here's my issue with Bryce.
Okay.
Bryce Young is maybe 5'10". Maybe. They list him as 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there next to Roger Goodell. That motherfucker is 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker is not close to as tall as Roger Goodell. He's at least 2 inches shorter.
Well, but that's how they bill him. It's like billing Rey Mysterio at 5'7".
I understand. But that dude is not here.
Well, they're using WWE's tape measure.
It's just crazy. I was like, this guy's not near 5'10", or maybe near, but like he's not 5'10".
Or you never know. Goodell could be wearing lifts.
That motherfucker ain't wearing no lifts because he was next to another. He was next to another guy, and he was 6'1". He looked 6'1" to him. I was like, okay, that's the right height. This motherfucker not that tall. That's what I thought. I was like,
maybe it's like sneaky, like Scott Hall.
Shit.
Scott Hall was like what 6'3", 6'4", but he didn't look it.
Yeah, I think it's like 6'5". I think it was close to 6'5" at that point.
Hey, he's big.
Yeah,
he was big.
Same
like Jake the Snake. Those two dudes, you never think as tall.
He's legitimate
or big, and they're big.
He's tall. Yeah,
yeah. That was that dude you're just talking about.
But we were having this conversation at the bar, and I was saying like, I don't know, man, how many guys that are that short pan out. There's literally like 2.
I mean, the skills have to be there. That's the thing.
I mean, they really got to be there, though. The accuracy, like all that stuff has to be there.
And is he going to get the fairest chance to develop those skills?
I mean, he will.
On the Carolina Panthers?
He will there. He will there.
I feel like he's going to be put front and center. He's going to get waffled.
Oh, he's going to get fucked. But
that's
I mean,
what I'm saying.
You mean like to actually develop? Like,
yeah,
okay, what you're saying.
Yeah, not just like he's not going to be there to sit a year behind somebody.
No, he's starting right away.
Yeah, like whoever they got, because is Darnold still on the team? On the Panthers?
I think so.
Okay, so like, I mean, could that be the competition, or like, are they just going to start Bryce Young right away? I feel like somebody of his stature and caliber, because he does have tools that are very alluring, shall we say?
You need to go look at a
but you gotta like develop them.
Just go look at one of these pictures, man. Like find a picture of
Goodell and Bryce Young.
Yeah. You need to find a picture. Yeah, he's about 2 inches shorter than him. Just like almost like 2 inches shorter, almost exact.
No, it's not that bad.
Yeah, because his hair is all like look at line to line. That dude is about 2 inches shorter.
It's not that bad.
It is.
It is not that bad.
And he's leaning and everything. Like he's leaning to him, and he's still taller than him. Like he is
neither of them are standing up straight.
He is legitimately leaning. He is taller than him by 2 inches. But anyway, like the real one is like there's a real good picture of him. He's like looking right up at him. Like he is not that tall. But anyway, Drew Brees 1. Russell Wilson 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anybody else. Yeah, that one.
Oh, now that it's bigger, it kind of looks a little worse.
He's a good
because the top of the hat is like the top of the hair.
Exactly.
Goodell there.
Exactly. He is shorter than him by a good amount.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I still think Goodell was wearing lifts. He's got those cane boots on.
But it just wows me out. Like to me, like he drafted number 1, and I'm sure he has all the tools. But like we've seen these guys come out that aren't very tall, and they just don't do very well. Like the last guy, Kyle Murray. Kyle Murray is like the next guy, and we don't even know about him.
The jury's still out.
And he's supposed to be
He was supposed to be the dude. Yeah.
He's supposed to be the dude.
Yeah.
Which one of these motherfuckers gonna be the dude?
Yeah, because he was touted to be better than Russell Wilson.
Correct. Exactly.
Which like he kind of was, but that's because Russell Wilson fell way off.
He fell off last year.
We're not talking about early Russell. We're talking about current Russell. Yeah.
Today Russell.
Literally today Russell.
But he's getting older too now. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm interested to see where he shakes out. Now, what was wild to me was during this thing, the 3 out of the first 4 picks were quarterbacks. And I looked at the dudes next to me and said, "What are these motherfuckers? Most of these motherfuckers are busting out. We know this, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand?
It's not a strong quarterback class."
I said, "We do understand these motherfuckers are going to bust. Most of these motherfuckers are busting out. There's no fucking way, unless it's the greatest quarterback draft in history. One of these motherfuckers thinks they're right, which is a bad way to go. I think it's a bad way to go. Like, you could have probably drafted this motherfucker. You could have drafted like CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson a whole next. They could have waited and got one of these guys later because they didn't draft another QB until round 2.
Oh, wow.
Nobody drafted QB until round 2.
Yeah.
And he was just sitting there. He was thinking he's going to get drafted. Will Levis out here like, I'm going to get drafted. Yeah, I am. I'm going to get drafted. Yes, I am. Tennessee was like, nah, we're going to wait because you're going to be here later. And he was. He was there later. I was like, who's picking him? Who's picking him? Because if you look at the draft, if you look at this shit.
It was at this moment the Maestro experienced technical difficulties and left Sweats all on his own to carry on with the show. If you want to see how Sweats expertly handled this situation while delivering NFL draft insight and opinions, stay tuned until the very end of this episode. For now, we pick back up from when the Maestro finally got his act together and was able to rejoin the podcast.
Yeah, I've just been out here shooting the shit to my whole goddamn self.
Hey, dude. Talk it up to the homies out there.
You know what? That's what I was saying. I was talking about like how
I was gonna say, catch me up. What did I miss?
All right, so basically
I was messing with my router.
Oh my goodness, the router, goodness,
this is
right out.
Dude, it's total amateur hour for me.
I know.
Jesus, I'm having trouble with my background. I'm having trouble with the internet.
I know. You gotta pop up.
I gotta get an upgrade here if I ever want to.
Yeah. You gotta get your phone unlocked too, so you can use your phone or some shit if it happens.
Okay, another sidebar.
Yeah,
because I'm just like a hot mess apparently today.
Yeah,
literally this weekend was the first time I ever dropped my phone in the toilet.
That's amazing.
Listen, but
that's never happened to me before.
In the fifth. Now, granted, it was before going. So like it was real easy reach. But yeah, it was not. Oh God, if it was after, I might have left it.
Yeah,
I just would have been like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, first time ever. That was the first time ever for me in like the 15 plus years I've had a cell phone.
Yeah,
first time I ever dropped it.
I'm gonna be honest, that's never
in the toilet. But it saved it. But it was safe. The only thing was like for maybe like half a day, I lost the function of when I was texting the E.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And the charging port, but the wireless charging still worked.
Right. The port will fuck you up.
Now it's all good.
Oh, okay.
Now it's fine because it was in there for maybe like it wasn't even the 5-second rule. It dropped in. I go, oh no, reached in, got it right out.
Oh yeah, you got to throw it in some rice.
Oh, I didn't even do it. Didn't even throw it in rice.
You got to throw it in motherfucking rice.
I don't. Right now, we're all good.
Excellent.
Right now, we're all good. But like technology has. Been
Well, I remember. So this was when I was at UArts. I had just bought an iPhone 4, and in that weekend, I got real drunk, and I threw up on my phone.
Oh no!
Like in the bathroom, I threw up on my phone, and then my phone died. So I just bought the phone. My phone died because I threw up all over it. So I had to clean off my phone. I cleaned off my phone so thoroughly and walked back over to the Apple store. And I was like, this phone just died on me. And I just bought this. Can I get another phone? Sure.
Oh my God.
They said, thank you, and walked out. Dead ass serious. It took 10 minutes. I thought I was like, this is never going to work. It fucking, like, because it didn't look like anything was on it. It looked like it was totally fine. Like they would have to go in there deep, right?
Right.
They had to go in there deep. Like, God damn, this motherfucker threw up all over this motherfucker.
I see that pizza in there.
God damn. Yeah, I threw up all over that bitch. But anyway, no, I was talking about how smart they were to wait Tennessee.
Yes. Okay.
To wait and get that QB. Because
you're talking about Hooker, right? Was it Hooker?
No. Oh, yes. No. I'm talking about. At first, I was talking about Will.
Oh, talking about Levis.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was talking about Will. But I was saying the Falcons chose the running back over Jalen Carter because of his past actions prior, like some of the shit he did. And I don't know how. I think it was unclear on what his role was in that that car accident death.
Yeah, that's why I heard he fell.
That's why he fell. I mean, he's still top 10, but that's how good of a. But he would have been top 3, right? Like
yeah.
I mean, he was a top 3 pick. But yeah, he fell way down, not way down, but like down enough where
I mean, further than his talent would have suggested.
But it's decision making, like you said, right? Decision making plays a big factor in some of these NFL teams. Like that, this could be a terrible decision for them because of his decision making, right? We don't know, but he could be totally remorseful. I fucked up. Won't ever happen again. Like blah blah blah, and he's good to go.
When those guys, it's depending on what organization they go to, it's taking the chance and getting them in with a good organization.
Right, and right now the Eagles are a good organization, right?
Yeah, so, right now, contrary to a majority of my life, the Eagles are a solid,
top-notch
organization.
Right. So I mean,
and the fact that they got their dude at number 30 too. Afterward, because they were targeting that Nolan Smith first,
right?
Because they didn't think they would even have a chance.
They got him, still got him,
and they still got him. They still got him at 30.
They got him. Hey, good on them. Like seriously, like that's crazy. You come back again, get him at 30. That's crazy. That's good shit.
Because they were looking at that dude, I think at 9. What did they pick? 9 overall, 10 overall? Where did they pick?
Who?
Eagles.
9.
Yeah, I think they were looking at that dude there.
Yeah,
because they didn't think he'd fall that. And like
Carter fell, so they're like, we got to get him.
Yeah.
So like, we wanted the running back anyway. That's the dude we were looking for, and we got him. So because he's supposed to be no joke. He's supposed to be the next whatever the fuck. So we'll see how that.
I don't know. PFF says that's an average pick.
We'll see.
I'm just saying.
But we're going to run over. I like it because we're running all those motherfuckers. That's all we're going to do. We're going to run. That's all we're doing.
Well, yeah, because I mean, who do you? I mean, what does your offense look like outside of?
What, Kyle Pitts?
Even then.
Yeah, I mean,
even then.
I mean, Kyle Pitts.
I mean, somebody's got to throw to him.
No, I like Ritter.
Okay.
Ritter drops dimes.
Okay.
Ritter drops dimes.
All right.
But I'm not saying he's going to be great, but he'll drop a dime. I wouldn't say he's on that level. But we also got a little Heineke back there. Hines. We got a little backup.
That's serviceable.
Yeah, I like Heine.
Yeah.
I like a little Heine. I do.
Yeah, like it in the game.
Yeah, dude. But we got a deep running back collection right now, which is wild. Nice running backs. We got Mac Hollins. I like Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Drake London. We got a couple tight ends. We got your Jonnu Smith. Did you have Jonnu Smith for a little bit?
Yeah. He was on and off the field. He was
He was hurt.
A little hurt.
Yeah.
Didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
For us there. But
too hurt to make
too hurt to really make an impact. And
yeah.
Based on our passing game, we weren't really making much of an impact anyway.
Right. But we're a running team. I mean, we turned into a running team instantaneously. And it did pay some dividends in there. We won way more games than we should have, based off of all things accounted for. So I was like, "Oh, we run the ball." Nice.
But I feel like especially that NFC South is going to be interesting this year.
It is going to be really interesting. It's going to it's definitely not the same.
Like especially taking TB12 out of the equation there on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, Brady's gone.
Now you're really leaving that whole.
Who is their quarterback?
Who is it now?
Yeah.
Hell if I know.
It's not Blaine Gabbert, is it?
No, I don't think it's Blaine Gabbert. Oh, it could be though.
Could be. I don't think it is though.
Maybe like CJ Beathard or something like that. I don't know.
I think there's somebody a little better than that, but still, yeah.
man.
But I was looking at the overall, like, I mean, yeah, these quarterbacks weren't going to go because a lot of these teams, the only one that was surprised about not picking a quarterback early was the Raiders. But I know they got Jimmy G, but Jimmy G is forever hurt. Like, I mean,
I think they're willing to take that. I mean, you see how they operated last year. I mean, that was just an absolute dumpster fire.
I know, it was fucking worst.
Like,
I told Erica, I was like, so when does Cleveland pick? Oh, that's right. You traded all those fucking picks away.
You traded your entire draft.
You traded your entire draft for this dumb motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, y'all is stupid.
Yeah. Well, and that's how basically the Texans were able to parlay that into the 2 of the top 5 picks right there.
Right. Yep. Texans. Jesus. And hopefully they pan out. You never know how that works out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they needed that quarterback there with Stroud, but
when did was Cleveland's first pick in the 3rd round? 3rd round, pick 74.
I was gonna say, I know they didn't have a 1st round.
They definitely didn't have a 2nd round. Look at the 2nd round either. Didn't have one.
Oh no!
Like that is terrible.
Yikes!
Like they better be playing that long game. But Cleveland's never really been good. Like,
no.
What are we down here doing?
No,
draft day.
And they were trying to make those moves too.
Make a whole fucking thing about Cleveland. They make a whole movie about Cleveland in draft day. Fuck out of here.
Well, that's why that's why they did it, because they wouldn't have it in real life.
Goodness gracious.
Well, it's like the Major League movies with the Indians.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know. Mess. But that's brutal. But yeah, I mean, the draft, I mean, I watched the first round or 2 of the draft. I couldn't really watch the 3rd round or 3rd and 4th, 3rd through whatever the fuck, 7 rounds because I was working, whatever. But yeah, I mean, we're going to see how it shakes out. I think the schedule comes out in like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from what I saw, I think the Patriots did pretty well. They usually have they never really tank it on the draft, you know.
Right.
But like, I think for where they were, I'm interested in that their 1st rounder, the cornerback.
Let me see. You guys got
we got Christian Gonzalez from Oregon.
Christian Gonzalez
as the number 17 overall.
Right.
And not the first cornerback, but obviously like the first cornerback, it was like back to back because the Commanders picked. Actually, the Commanders picked a dude who PFF thought was number 5, and that we actually got the better deal in this Christian Gonzalez dude.
Okay.
So that was.
I've heard about him though.
That was what I thought was interesting.
He's supposed to be solid.
Yeah, but obviously Witherspoon went to Seattle at number 5.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think, we got our, we got decent players. See how it shakes out. I'm not looking for big things this year, though.
No. Y'all are still rebuilding.
This is sort of like we're definitely rebuilding. I mean, we did get, Smith-Schuster, just like just a solid sort of steady guy there.
Right.
That's kind of what we need to build around a young quarterback like Mac. If that's where we're going, or if we're going Zappy.
Right.
You never know.
You never know. I liked him when he was there.
I mean, he had a good little stretch.
He had a good little run.
I like
the ways. But I mean, Mac has probably about, when did you guys draft him? 2 years ago?
Either 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, he probably got like about 1 more year to prove himself a little bit.
He was in the same draft as Burrow, I believe.
He was the same draft?
Wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was in the same draft as Burrow and those guys.
Okay, yeah. So he has probably about another year to prove himself. This is probably his make or break.
That's what I was kind of thinking. This was this is it. Like this is the real test.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was absolutely terrible.
No,
like, you know what I mean.
No,
but it's like
it's also hard for him to come like when he was basically the successor to the greatest of all time.
Right.
It's like we're just going to forget that Cam Newton was there for a hot moment. You know what I mean? Like it was not enough. That was not enough of a buffer to really have people be like, okay, you know what? We can move on from this. It's still, people are still expecting the, Tom Brady-ness to come through. And it's like, I feel like it's just an unrealistic, not everybody can be the Packers where they go from one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer to another potential Hall of Fame.
Right.
I do like that Jordan Love kid.
No, he's not good.
I like him.
Do you?
I like him.
I don't think he's any good.
Well, I don't think he's Aaron Rodgers good.
I don't think he's any good.
You don't think he's any good at all?
No.
Not even Matt Flynn good?
Oh.
Matt Schaub good.
You wish he was Matt Schaub good. If he could throw for 4,000 yards, fuck me. Like, shit, he wish he was Matt Schaub. Fuck.
I don't know. I feel like as much of like a dickhead Aaron Rodgers was basically forcing it, I don't think the Packers were like that sad. That was like,
because he's
like, okay, we'll do this.
He's literally the worst person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a terrible person. Like,
but if Jordan Love wasn't any good, I still think they would have put up more of a fight.
Maybe. I think we'll give him a shot. He's been behind this motherfucker for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't show flashes like Aaron Rodgers showing flashes behind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think when you show flashes behind an older Brett Favre, I think that's a little different too. Brett Favre, even in his heyday, was throwing like 8,000 interceptions.
Yeah, I know.
As he got older, that ratio did not really get better.
Yeah, I don't know. I will see what happens, but like I'm not out here like, ooh, we'll see what goes down. He needs to show something for me. I don't know if he's the guy or
maybe
not.
This is the year.
This could be the year. I
mean, there's enough tools there, I think.
Sure.
That if it's going to happen, should be happening this year.
Yeah. Well, they'll know real quick. I mean, they'll know real quick. I mean, he's been in the offense for 3 years.
That's what I was going to say. He's been in the system. He's been in the offense. He knows the players.
Hit the ground running. He's not a rookie. Like we can say he has to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
He needs to come out and play.
Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see Mac Jones, see what he's about. His year was weird, you know what I mean? He was hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he hurt his ankle. That's not it's not a quick injury to get over, especially like a high ankle sprain.
No, he was
that
hurt.
Lingers for a while.
So I don't know. Figure that shit out.
Shall see. If not, it might be zappy time.
Hey, I like a little zap. I like to get zapped sometimes.
I might be, if you're zappy and you know it. Clap those hands.
Oh,
shit. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I'm in. I'm in.
That'll be the touchdown thing this year. When he's in there, he throws a touchdown pass. I'll just yell that wherever. If you're zappy and you know it, clap your hands. That'd be amazing. Everybody will hate me. It's great.
Yeah, we have some of these quarterbacks like Jared Goff. Like I think Jared, like he had a good year last year. Like he came back on me. Like it's just one of those things. It's funny. Like
is
the
that
conversations we had
anomaly? You know what I mean? Is that the anomaly, or is that is that here to stay?
But he wasn't that bad the year before either.
No.
I could make an argument like it's really fucked up, but I could make an argument that Jared Goff was always better than Wentz, except for his first year. I could make that argument that he was always better than Wentz.
I mean, it hasn't.
Did I actually believe that at the time? No.
It hasn't really been necessary until now. Because now, at least Jared Goff's still playing for whatever, and then you got...
Where's Carson playing now? Where's he at?
Well, the Commanders.
No.
He's still there? No?
No. No, it's gone.
Oh.
Nah, they got rid of that motherfucker. They did.
Oops.
He gone. Yeah, he gone.
No, I guess he's still free agent then.
He ain't free agent out here.
Whoops.
Shit out here. But like,
I thought he was still on the Commanders. I thought they were still like holding him there for a little bit.
Shit. Yeah, I could argue that besides his like rookie year, it may be like his second year, he's been better the entire time. Like, that's wild to me. That's wild to me.
Yeah. I mean, neither of them are like.
No, but Jared out here is improving while Carson is diminishing.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me. Like, I would have never said that.
Real quick.
I would have never said that. Like, what is he, 29-7? What? 45, 100 yards? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy good. That's a good-ass year. And the lines were good for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting better as he goes along. Meanwhile, I don't know where the fuck Wentz is right now. But I think it's his personality. Like, if he was just, if it wasn't just like, oh yeah, you just look at Wentz. Oh yeah, we'll take Wentz. But people don't like Wentz.
No. No, he probably has the personality of Aaron Rodgers, but nowhere near the skill.
Hello, that's it. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Oh man, it's so weird. It's so funny being right about that shit, though. You think about it, like way back in the day when we were calling this shit like.
Well, I was gonna say at my work, my colleague's a huge Eagles fan, and been ragging on him for years, years about how Wentz is not good. And every year it was, no, he's the future. Blah 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 blah. I don't believe in Hurts. Like blah 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 blah. I'm like, dude, Hurts.
Right.
It's actually better.
Right.
I wasn't saying good at that point.
No,
I was saying better
because he wasn't good yet.
He was not good yet, but he was better already.
He was better. Didn't take much.
No, it did not.
It didn't take much.
Then all of a sudden, the curtain has been lifted.
I mean, I remember the whole conversation. Like, I would remember I was at your spot up in Reading. What's that little spot by the railroad tracks or whatever?
Railroad house.
Yeah, there you go. And there's like a Steelers guy. We were having a conversation about Wentz, and he was like, "Oh, I'll take Wentz in a heartbeat." I was like,
"Over who?
You would?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nope.
No,
don't do that.
Don't do that to yourself. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, he can't handle it. He can't handle it. He out here a mess. Nope. Anyway, shoot. I mean, that's about it for tonight because I talked to myself for like 10 minutes.
You did while I was struggling.
I felt like I was talking to Wilson. I need a beach ball.
Should maybe I'll like shop that in there.
Oh yeah, put that in there.
I'll just like shop it in. Whoever watched it earlier, they'll be like, "What the hell's that picture?" Like, yeah, I just Photoshop. I'll either Photoshop like a picture of myself or like
that's phenomenal.
Get like Wilson in there. Do something like that.
It's funny though because I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like reading the text out loud. This motherfucker, he gone.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, all of a sudden, like you were talking about, I think you were talking about the quarterbacks.
I was
all of a sudden just went out. It just like left, and I'm like, oh my god, did it ruin this whole thing? Like, because we pre-record this, I was like, oh my god, did it ruin the whole recording? Do we have to like start over, whatever? So I just like texted him. I was like, shit, just lost the connection. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm still going. It's like, I'm still going.
I was still just talking shit out here.
Yeah. And you know what? Since this is the sweatshop, we're gonna leave that in.
Just leave it in. It's okay. It's totally fine. You know it's totally fine.
It fits the theme. It fits the theme of tonight, which was draft week, amateur hour.
Facts.
And that's all me. I will take all of that. That is all on me.
No, we're going to put that on the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh,
we'll put them on all the Cleveland Browns. That's what we're doing.
Does that mean I'm Deshaun?
Oh shit! I hope not. Just say no. Like know.
No, I'm not going to any parlors.
No, don't go. Only parlor you go to is an ice cream parlor. That's it.
Ooh, but don't get me started.
Unless they got something in the back going on.
No, not ice cream. I don't need that
whipped something. You get that whipped cream, baby.
Oh no, with a little.
Get another cherry. Hello.
Oh, I get in trouble with the ice cream parlor now. Jesus, never go to Cold Stone again.
You gonna see them little things that they fucking scoop up all the ice cream. Like, what did these do?
Put it up right on the stone slab. Just Make me a peanut butter cup perfection, if you know what I mean.
Oh, shit.
Oreo overload.
Oh shit. I'm a fan of the birthday cake thing myself.
Or like cookie, don't you want some?
Oh my. They got this place called Marble Slab that's literally the same as Cold Stone. It's good shit. It's good shit. It's just literally the same shit.
I do love that ice cream. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why it's so different made like that, but it's just
yeah, it's different. That's good shit.
It's fantastic.
Well, anyway, let's tie this up in a nice, neat little bow this evening. My goodness. So we got your thing coming up in June.
Yeah, we do. We got prom. We got the prom coming up. You can't forget about prom.
Yeah.
The prom. The High Tension Wrestling presents Enchantment Under the King Krabs. Excuse me, I don't want to get him angry because that's very easy to do. And King Krabs Enchantment Under the Sea prom that will be in Reading, Pennsylvania at the Riverside Beneficial Association. That is Saturday, June the 10th. I think I can bring. Yep, there it is. I brought up the little graphic here. Saturday, June 10th, Riverside Beneficial. All right, in Reading. The doors open at 3. Show will start at 4, so it's an early prom. In fact, I believe in town, right nearby, there's also a baseball, because there's a baseball stadium right there. The minor league stadium's right there. And their game, I believe, is at 7. So you could do a double shot. You could hit up prom, and then you can go in your finest prom duds to the Reading Fighting Phils baseball game. That's right down the road, right there from the Riverside Beneficial. But either way, make sure you get those prom tickets at www.hightentionshtw.com/shop, or you just find us on social media at High Tension HTW. We got all the links there, all that kind of stuff. And while you're at it, don't forget to not only like and subscribe to this YouTube channel here for the HTW Network to get all the sweatshop content, to get all sorts of other shows, Tommy Talks Tape, anything but wrestling. We've even got our own shows coming out. In fact, we're going to be putting out one of our last wrestling shows out very, very soon. Can't tell you exactly when, but we'll be putting out one of those very soon on the YouTube channel as well. And then we're also getting into the world of blogs and articles. In fact, I put up our first one based on our conversation there on the worst WrestleManias ever. I put a little article up there about our thoughts on the worst WrestleManias ever. So check that out. There will be more article, blog, content things coming your way on the website as well. So check out www.hightentionshtw.com for all of those sorts of things there. And make sure you get your prom tickets for Saturday, June 10th, Reading, Pennsylvania, Riverside Beneficial. Follow us at High Tension HTW. You can also follow me at Maestro A. Scott across all social media platforms. And obviously, if you're watching or listening to this, give us a follow. The Sweatshop Pod. So at the Sweatshop Pod on all the social media. We are there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think you name it, we're there pretty much, right? We're all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. So give us a follow there. And obviously, wait, I pointed the wrong way. Beep.
Yeah. Here I am.
My boy. I can't point with this shit. Bleep. I'll be like the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. It goes that way. And like points both ways. Give my boy Sweats the follow at E. Jacob Music across the board.
Yeah. So like, what's funny is I actually got a comment on my little reel like today. Somebody was hopping because they were.
We got a comment.
I got a comment on the reel because
hit that big time.
Because my goodness, like I was again. Sweats was getting controversial out of here.
What did you do?
You know, I said some stuff about CM Punk. You know, people feel some type of way about CM Punk. So I had to get some backlash on that. I had to say, like, hey, don't put yourselves in position like you don't know the scenes backstage. I said, fair enough. I don't know the stuff backstage. But the point is, I also recognize that if I don't want to be in a place, like if I'm in a position like that I am going to get in a fight, and I'm always going to be in some stuff or some controversy, that means I'm in the middle of some stuff. Like, I don't have to be in the middle of controversy. Like, I don't.
Well,
I'm not in the middle
there's also clearly a pattern. Like this
Yeah,
this is not
that's
an
what I'm
isolated
saying.
incident. You know what
This
I
is a
mean? Like,
pattern from a human being. Now, whether he's the catalyst or not, I'm saying he's in it. There's
yeah,
a reason.
yeah,
You gotta. There's smoke, there's fire out here. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So
So
I mean, sometimes trouble finds you,
I knew I
but
was
there's
gonna get.
usually a reason why
I know
trouble
it's gonna get
finds
some
you
heat.
sometimes.
I'll be the heel for that. I'll take the heel heat. That's fine.
Yeah,
I get the.
you're not a heel in my book for that.
Oh well, thank you.
I think we both would be heels in this particular instance on the
Yeah,
CM Punk matter, but that could be a topic for another
it can be
another time.
Yeah.
Another time, Tammy.
All right, y'all. From me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop.
Now, see if I can make this end properly without any technology failures.
Boop, 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 boop,
And
boop.
blah.
You look at this shit, everything is wild. We got Paris Johnson. After that, he went to Arizona Cardinals. They still believe in Kyler. They still believe in the they just got a couple guys here. So we gotta wait on my boy. My boy disappeared. He gone. My goodness. I don't know what happened. But he has left us. But we had a whole bunch of guys here. If you look, the Arizona Cardinals, they didn't need a quarterback. The Raiders did. They didn't pick a quarterback, though. The Falcons, they believe in Desmond Ritter. Eagles don't need a quarterback. The Bears still waiting on one. Titans were like, we'll wait on him. And then they keep going down the list. They're still trying to believe in all these guys, and they come back around again. And all of a sudden, we finally get to Will Levis, who's all the way down on the second round. So that's pretty wild to me. I think it's the wildest thing to me. Like, we had all these QBs go early, and then we have to wait for this other guy. This other guy might be the real deal. But I think Tennessee was smart to wait. So yeah, I think it's amazing. Hold on. We have lost connection on that end. So give it a second here. Yes, it's still going. LOL. Magical. So, if we look back, oh my God, I'm still on. I'm just talking to myself. But the Eagles did have a wonderful draft. This draft, I thought, when they picked up, because we did not. The Falcons decided the running back, but the running back's supposed to be really, really good. I'm not a college guy. So yeah. Hold on. More things. So yeah, the Falcons picked a running back, Bijan Robinson, and then it was between him and Jalen Carter, but I think we really wanted this guy. Jalen Carter, if you do recall, is the guy who didn't make too many great decisions down in Georgia at the end of the year. Some people were killed. I don't think he was directly involved. It was still wishy-washy on that aspect. So not sure, but I think people pass on him solely because of that. So he dropped a little bit, not too far. Obviously, he went top 10, but he would have probably been a top 3 pick if it wasn't for his decision making later. And the reason they do that is because if you can make those decisions like that, when you don't have any money, like, what are you going to do with all this money? Like, poor decisions can be made. Yeah, but the Eagles had a really good draft. Picked Nolan Smith, linebacker, really good. Came back again. Who else did they pick up after that. Yeah, OT. They needed an O tackle. Like they just had a good overall time. They had a good overall time. He says, "Cut it out." I said, "Don't cut this part out. Don't cut it out. We live out here." I'm out here making magic. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Ravens finally signed Lamar Jackson. I don't know what the details. I mean, I know the details of the contract, but I don't know the details of how they finally got that done. Besides making him the richest quarterback in history or whatever the fuck, which I don't agree with. But we'll get into that when he gets back.
Am I back? Hey,
You're back.
Hey.
Oh, he's gone. That was phenomenal. He was so excited. Now he's gone again. No, it's hilarious. But yeah, if you want to take, I mean, I'd like to get some of you guys' opinions about the draft here. Who did really win that draft? You thought? I really like the Falcons draft. I like the Tennessee Titans, what they did. They picked up an O tackle, and then they went back and picked up the quarterback. I really think that was smart. It's a gamble, but I think it was a gamble that paid off because they got a quarterback that they probably believe in, and he's a first-round quarterback. And then, boom, you get another guy. I mean, that's exactly what you want. So, I mean, you couldn't make it any better than that. After that, next quarterback that went was Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee, which I think is interesting. The Lions picked him up, and I thought that Jared Goff played really, really well last year. I think that was his best year ever.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hey!
Hey!
Loser!